Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? Happy Wednesday. Woo! Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful middle of the week right here, my friends, wherever you may be watching from. Thank you so much for joining us. My friends, my name is Jesus DJ Perez, and I am a global ambassador of the Word of God. I love live streaming, and it is a pleasure to be here sharing another Word of God, another couple other messages, Bible verses, and tying it all together with a personal teaching, with a personal story that I can seek for the biblical wisdom to put them together and then give you a teaching today. I don't want to say a sermon because this is not a sermon, but rather a teaching, a simple life teaching that's helped me move through life, through situations, through circumstances, and therefore I really, really hope that you get to join us. You get to be as well empowered, right? So let's acknowledge our live chat right here. Hello, 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 my friends. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing on the live chat? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love you here. I love you. Thank you for being here today. If you are watching the replay, go ahead, drop it in the comments below your questions, your blessings, your prayer requests, or whatever it is that you would like to share with us. Drop it in the comments below. And if you're watching the live stream, like my beautiful Elisa, thank you so much for being here today. I love it. I love it. Thank you. I thank you for being here today. My friends, you know, this topic today, I decided to recycle a teaching, a teaching from probably about 12, more like 15 years ago, where if you were to look at another one of my YouTube accounts, another one of my YouTube channels, you'll be able to find this teaching right there called the balls of life. And this particular teaching, it was introduced to me by a former pastor of ours, and now he's still developing churches around North America, and we wish him well. But when I learned this teaching about 12, 15 years ago, it really made an impact in my life. It really made a difference in my life, because any given day through life, we have many different situations, whether we have challenges at work, whether we have issues with colleagues, with classmates, with customers. We all face different situations every day of all types of styles, forms, shapes, and whatever. And it can get overwhelming at some point. You know what I mean? It can get overwhelming because you are constantly grinding down, grinding forward. And then something else comes up, and something else comes up. And you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, right? So when I heard this teaching, you know, rather than share or reshare that recorded from 12, 15 years ago, I decided to give you the fresh input of it. But you see, my friends, I call it the balls of life. Well, that's what we call it. Oops. The balls of life. And the reason why we call it the balls of life is because I want to bring a metaphor to the picture here. And I don't know if the metaphor is the right wording, but I want to show you how a juggler, right, when you go to the circus or you go to a street festival, you will find a juggler no matter where you go, right? And I'm talking about not you and I that are juggling through life, work, business. No, I'm talking about those who are meant for entertainment. The juggler is playing with different balls and or with different, you know, volleyball, what do you call these, bowling pins, you know, or plates or whatever you name it, right? But today I'm using the ball as an example because As the ball goes up and comes down, the juggler would incorporate another ball. The second ball, the third ball, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and who knows how many more, right? But the trick about keeping all these balls going and rotating and circling and moving is to keep your attention on the ball that is on the top. The ball that is up in the air, right? The ball that is up in the air, that's where you keep your attention to. And yes, and while you are, moving the balls around and you're juggling the balls from hand to hand, you keep your attention on the ball that is on top. Very similar situation when we're facing things with life. Let me give you an example. If you're driving and you're going to go on a road trip, you as the driver, your attention is on the road. If you're at home cooking a meal for your family, your attention is in cooking the meal to make sure that you don't burn the stew or whatever it is that you're cooking. If you're writing an exam, your attention goes in writing the exam. If you are watching a video, one of my live streams, well, I'm hoping that your attention will be here watching the stream and learning and finding and being open to the possibilities. Right? But you see, my friends, the juggler pays attention to the ball that is up in the air because that's the active ball, the one that requires us to pay attention to what it is. And while we might have 5, 6 other things happening down here, we know that by paying attention to the ball that is up in the air, we're going to be able to continue the rotation of the balls. And it's too bad I don't have more. I used to have like quite a few more of these, but I guess I could have asked my grandbaby to borrow some of his plastic little ball toys that he has all over the house. But I am not a good juggler of this kind of, I am a great juggler in life, just like I bet you are. Juggling work, kids, maybe a part-time job, a second, third, fourth job, juggling relationships, issues, and everything, right? And that's why I think this message today is so crucial because, just like the Word of God is reminding us in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1, and this is what the Word of God says. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. And there is so much more about this particular chapter that I could sit here and share. Because when I got baptized, back in 2010, water baptized, the pastor asked me to talk about it. And today I'm not going to tell you much about it, but I used chapter 3 of the book of Ecclesiastes as part of my public declaration of faith when I was getting water baptized. But my friends, today is not about that, but rather about the balls of life and how we get to juggle what's in front of us, right? How we get to pay attention, how we have to pay attention to what's in front of us, to what God is showing us, what God is putting before us, right? Giving our full attention to what God has placed before you right now. And if you feel tired, if you feel overwhelmed, you feel exhausted because you are juggling way too many balls, remember what the Word of God is telling us on the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28. This is what the Word of God says. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. I will give you rest. Matthew 11, chapter 28. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come to me, all you who labor are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. That is what the Lord is telling us. That is what Jesus is telling us. He's reminding us that no matter how hard, how difficult we might feel, how tired we might feel, how exhausted we might feel, we always have an opportunity to come to the Lord, to come boldly, like we said yesterday, to come boldly and ask of His peace, for Him to come and take all that weight that we have been carrying, that many times we still carry with us, obsessing over holding on to that load. But the beautiful thing it is we don't have to continue on carrying what is not meant for us to be carrying, my friends. We are not meant to carry that heavy load of sin, that heavy load of guilt, of condemnation, of sadness, of sickness. All of that load, Jesus Christ took it to the cross with Him, and He was crucified with all of our loads, with every single one of those that we were carrying. So don't obsess over carrying what is not meant for you to carry. Don't get distracted or overwhelmed with all the different things happening around you, but rather focus your attention on the one that matters most. Focus your attention on God. Just like the juggler, fixing his attention onto the ball that is above in the air, while he continues, or while she continues juggling the other balls. The trick is to keep your attention on the one on the top. So here, my friends, we can use this teachable moment, this example, to also fix our eyes on the one above us, the one on the top, the one up there looking up and down at us, living right by our side, putting our attention on God, fixing our eyes on Him. And yes, life is gonna come and go, and yes, life is gonna be happening in every possible way. But knowing what the Word of God said to us, reminded us today, to come to Him and give all of our loads to Him. Give all of it to Him, and He will give us the rest. Matthew 11:28 is reminding us of this today, my friends. Thank you so much for being here today. I love you, my friends. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here, like I said. Wow, time just goes by fast, but thank you for being here today. I love you. Stay in power and stay beautiful.